Hey guys, I'm Reagan. I work in finance.
I'm Jordan. I'm a CPA.
And this is Working Late.
We don't clock out, we just keep going.
So if you are grinding through a long day or a late night, we're here to keep you company and remind you why it's all worth it. So Jordan, what do you have going on this week?
So we're in the heat of tax season. Definitely working late, working Saturdays, all the good things. During my time at home, during like my rest time, I'm trying to keep up with laundry and, just trying to keep the house afloat. But my husband's been super great and helpful, so that's been nice. And today I even did get to clean out some of my closet, which was a bonus. I'm pretty wiped out at this point, to be honest. As soon as we're done with this, I'm ready to rest.
Well, you look great.
Thank you.
Also, I'm going to point out, it is like really cold today in Texas, but you do not look cold at all.
I am sweating, to be completely honest. Pregnancy hormones, man, gotta love them.
Okay, well.
Yeah, my house shoes probably don't help either.
I'm nice and cozy over here. I think, yeah, we have some different vibes going on today, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm really liking your shirt. Is it a waffle shirt?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it is. I got it on Black Friday from Old Navy.
Nice, dude. I'm a sucker for a good waffle shirt. Does it have 3 buttons going down or 2?
Yes, 3 buttons.
Dude, man, that is my jam.
I agree.
I am
love
a sucker
these.
for those.
I have this in multiple colors.
Nice. I wish I would have gotten that deal too.
Okay, well, what do you have going on at work this week? Just lots and lots of taxes?
All the taxes, people dropping off tax returns for us to get started on, all of that stuff. So it's just eat, sleep, and tax. That's about it. So
Sounds
kind
like
of
your
boring.
jam.
Yeah, it's my jam. I love it. I am nerding out right now. I have been so excited for this season. I really think we're crushing it already and really getting off to the right start and getting off on the right foot this year. So yeah, I'm so jazzed. This is our game day. So what about you? What's going on with you and work?
Yeah, so we just went through another forecast cycle. So super stressful. And I actually want to hear if anybody else works in finance or FP&A. I want to know what your forecast cycles are like, because for us, we do 2-week cycles, it takes us 2 weeks to go through one cycle. And it is extremely stressful. So I worked 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. all last week, the last 2 weeks actually. We're recording this on a Sunday, so I've had like a day of rest and I'm feeling better now.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been tough. And I don't really know why we cram it all into such a short period of time. We don't even have up-to-date actuals until week 1 is complete. So we're going into week 2 and we just got actuals. So I'm not sure if everybody does it that way. I'd love to hear from other FP&A people. Let me know what it's like. But I will say, I'm planning to start working on getting ahead as soon as this forecast is submitted and complete, because so far I kind of always just feel like I'm drowning. So one of my coworkers has graciously agreed to help me. I'm very grateful to her. She's always like a week ahead. So I'm going to start working on that soon.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. So let me ask you this. I know some people have different opinions. Whenever you are working late and working the hours you've been working, is Saturday like the day that you prefer to rest, or is Sunday the day you prefer to rest? Because like for us during tax season, we have to be in office, or at least I do, partners, CPAs have to be in office every Saturday. And all the staff is required to at least be working, at least like that 4 to 5 hour stretch at some point during the weekend. But they do like rotate on if it's their Saturday to be in office and help with checking people out or helping with the phones and all of that stuff. But before that, and if you have an option to not be in office, do you prefer to rest Saturday or rest Sunday?
Well, to be honest, I don't go as hard as you, and I really, really try to avoid working on weekends. If I am going to work on a weekend, I did work last weekend. And I'll do it on Sunday, because all weekend I keep telling myself like, oh, I'll get to it soon, or I'll get to it tonight, I'll get to it later. And then it always falls on like Sunday evening by the time I actually get to it.
Nice. Nice. I will say, so January, we don't have required in office Saturdays. And to be honest, for whatever reason this year, I really enjoy taking Saturday off and then working some on Sunday. I think I enjoy having like that day of rest before getting back into it instead of just kind of keeping it going. And I'm sure that's going to change, now that we're, in February already. But yeah, I don't know. Some people, like, they will not work on Sundays, period. So I didn't know if you had a preference.
No, so I guess y'all work like 6 days a week, and that's kind of just the expectation.
Yeah, yeah. If you're not actually supposed to be in office that Saturday, like some people will just like work a little on Saturday, work a little on Sunday, and call it good. For like the partners, like I feel like we're probably working not just 5 days plus a little bit on Saturday. I feel like we're working around the clock Monday through Saturday. Sometimes even Sunday, closer to deadlines, like definitely closer to 3:15 and 4:15. We're working probably 6.5, 7 days a week.
Wow. That's crazy.
I agree. It just depends on how things fall. Every year's different.
Okay, well, I do have a quote for you. This is something that, like, I kind of was reading about last night, so that's why I chose it. Let me know what you think. So
Okay.
it's by Winston Churchill, and he said, "The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity, and the optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty." So I was reading about pessimism and optimism last night, so that's why this quote felt appropriate. But I was also thinking, like, for me, forecasts are difficult to power through. For you, it's taxes. And so in the moments at like 10 p.m. every night, I really do feel so tired and like giving up or just doing the minimum. But I'm trying to think, like, a better way to think about it is to understand what's so difficult about it and change it to make it easier. And so that's why I'm like going to be working with my coworker to get a week ahead. But what are your thoughts?
I think I don't know that it could have been put any better. I think that is a great quote, especially during busy season for myself and any other CPAs out there. So I totally agree with it 100%. I think it is a wonderful quote. I remember whenever I was, up and coming still and learning. I mean, every day you're learning something new, I feel like. But, I had a really good mentor, and she would always like tell me, sometimes you have to stretch to grow. And if I came to her with, a challenging situation or maybe something I needed help with, she would not just like take it off my plate. She would encourage me, like, sounds like it's a great opportunity for you to learn and, grow that skill set or maybe exercise that muscle in that area. And it just like, I say the same thing to my staff now. And I think it's a great outlook on life, especially for people like us who do have to work those longer hours and work late, even whenever it's, more challenging for sure.
Yeah, and I think just generally in life, what I've found is that a lot of the people around me are great people and I love them, but they do tend to be kind of pessimistic or like discouraging. One day I was talking to like a group of people about an idea that I had, and this guy told me he has the gift of discouragement. And I was like, what a weird thing to like be proud of.
Sounds like you just prefer to be negative.
Yeah, I just don't really understand it. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of the wrong approach. I think optimism and encouragement is always the best strategy. If someone comes to me with an idea, I am going to be their biggest cheerleader. And I don't really understand why everybody's not like that, to be honest.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you on that. And I think that's why like we get along so well, because I have the same thing. I love the people in my life, but most of them are pessimistic, or maybe, I don't know, a lot of them are pessimistic. But like even just about like my career or working late, or working the hours that I work during tax season, they apologize to me. Like they'll call me wanting to chat, thinking I'm on my way home from work, and I'll be like, no, I'm still at the office. It'll be 6 or 6:30, whatever time it is. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you poor thing. And like kind of giving me sympathy. And I'm like, I don't want this sympathy. Like I genuinely love what I do. I'm happy that I'm still at work, and I'm happy that I have a career that, like people need me. I have a job where I can help others and I'm in demand. And I think that's a huge blessing. But like I chose this and I'm, doing well from it. And I think it's a really great personality fit for me. So like, I don't know. And I have other coworkers who kind of feel the same. Like, don't apologize. Like, I chose to do this and I really like it. It's just how it is.
Yeah, I feel like we're always saying this is why we get along so well, but it's so true. And I feel like with our husbands as well, they're also very encouraging people. And yeah, I think we should all just encourage the people around us.
Yeah, I agree. Especially like women to women relationships. I don't know if you experience that. I feel like a lot of women just take opportunities to tear you down like at any chance they get. But I'm such a big proponent of like, hey, if you like what someone's wearing or you think they look pretty, or, you know, if you have a positive thought in your head and it crosses your mind, like you should speak that out loud. You should tell that person, you know, whatever the thing is that you're thinking, because I just don't feel like there's enough of that in the world today. So anytime you can be positive, even if it's to a guy, it doesn't have to be just to girls, but you know, I just think there just needs to be more positivity spread and, you know,
I agree.
kindness. Yeah.
I agree. Well, let's segue into our working late boosts. So again, these are songs, productivity hacks, snacks, drinks, books, anything like that to just kind of keep you going, give you a little bit of give you a little boost to keep going. So what do you have this week?
So I actually brought a song. It is called I Want to Be Your Lover by Prince. And it is like just groovy and it just puts me in a good mood. So if I'm like, I don't know, even if I'm having a kind of a neutral day, not even just down, like it just, if I put it on, it kind of gets me dancing and gets me feeling good and kind of gets me ready to like lock back in. And I'll play it for you a little bit. I stole Greg's phone. So here we go. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that great? it's groovy. I like it so much. So if anyone else like has good songs or working late boosts, like please send them over to us at workinglate.pod at gmail.com. Mm-hmm. So, but what is your working late boost?
Okay, so I have a productivity hack. This is what I've been doing for the past couple weeks to kind of get me through. So this is what I do when I'm really tired, but I still have a lot of tasks that need to get done. So what I've been doing is just starting with like the fastest and the easiest thing so that I can get a quick win. And this is usually my mindset after I've like taken a dinner break and I'm getting back to it. And I'll typically go in that order of like, what's the easiest thing, second easiest thing, and do that so that by the time I get to the things that I'm dreading or things that feel the most difficult, I've already built some confidence with these quick wins and it doesn't feel so daunting. So yeah, that's how I've been getting through it. Do you ever take that approach?
Yeah, I would say so. That's all I have to say about that. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
So I feel that. Sometimes when I'm working late, like I will only work on the fast and easy tasks or things that I know like, hey, I'm not going to run into a roadblock, you know, with said task. So I'll probably pick the faster tax returns. Usually like first thing in the morning, whenever I'm at the office, that's whenever I'm choosing to pick up the daunting tasks that I know are going to be, you know, a little more time consuming or whatever it may be. So I even have a system at work right now. So we will have reception or the tax preparer. They'll mark on the project notes, whether it's fast track or, you know, whatever. That way at night when I'm going through the different, you know, tax returns that are ready for review, I know which ones are, you know, going to take the least amount of time and I can do those at 11 o'clock at night whenever I'm like dog tired. So yeah,
that's a good system.
Oh yeah, I love it. I had never like had anything like that until I moved over to my new firm now, and they had been doing that previously, and I'm like, dude, that is so great, and it saves so much time instead of having to open up each tax return and see like, where does this fall? How am I going to gauge this? Should I close it and move on to something else? So it really does save a ton of time.
Well, let's move on to our career confessionals now. So we love listener submissions for this. You can email us those at workinglate.pod@gmail.com. Or you can DM us on TikTok or Instagram, and maybe we'll read them on the podcast. So we have one this week from a listener. Okay, I'll just read the email. It says, "Hello, Jordan and Reagan. I love your podcast. You two are a good reason." I have to read that. Give me a second. Okay. "Hello, Jordan and Reagan. I love your podcast. You two are a good reason to look forward to Wednesdays. Thank you so much."
Thank you.
Okay, I have a story for you, and she told us we can call her Elizabeth J. So, okay, she said, "I'm a professor," because the name is relevant to the story. She said, "I'm a professor, and a few years ago, I was teaching a class that was really assignment heavy. We did have class time built in for some of the work, so it wasn't all homework. But one afternoon after class, I was in the ladies' room in a stall, and two girls walked in and started complaining about the class they had just left. They were standing in the sink area. I don't know if they needed to use the restroom or why they were in there, but they were complaining about the class, primarily the homework, and the fact that they had to be in class to do some of the assignments because they were designed to be in-class assignments. One of them said, Who does Elizabeth J think she is anyway? She's just a teacher who thinks we have nothing else to do but come to her class. It was a little like a movie scene when I walked out of the stall. I just simply said, "Hello, girls," and they were quite surprised to see me. Moral of the story, if you're going to complain about somebody, you might want to make sure they aren't in the same small room with you.
That is great advice.
She said she also has intentional amnesia, and she chose not to remember who they were.
Very interesting. I don't think that my brain is capable of intentional amnesia.
Okay, well, what if you were a professor and you had a class of 100 students and you didn't really know their names anyways, you know?
Okay, all right. Okay, I get it in that sense.
Yeah,
but I work in an office of 5 people, so it's hard for me to imagine that. But
yeah, there's no way you could do that.
No. Man, well, thank you, Elizabeth J, for your contribution. We appreciate you. Yeah. I would have been mortified.
I think it's generous of you to like intentionally forget who they were. That was really nice.
Way to show mercy.
Yeah. Really. Have you ever been in a situation like that where you heard people talking bad about you, but you were like, they didn't realize you could hear them?
I feel like I have, but I don't specifically remember the situation. I feel
you
like
have
it must
intentional
been a while
amnesia.
ago. No, I don't have intentional amnesia. I'm just getting older and I have too much going on in my brain right now. Also, pregnancy brain is a very real thing. So,
okay,
what about you?
I have been in one situation like that. It was in high school, so it was like so long ago. I do not care anymore. But I was talking to a really close friend at the time, and so she was friends with this girl that had just started dating my ex, and it was just kind of a coincidence. Like, no hard feelings about that, but she was telling me one day, she was trying to like make me feel better about it. And so she was telling me this story, and it was meant to be a really embarrassing story about this girl. And I realized like halfway into it that she was telling a story about me. She had just gotten us mixed up. And
oh, dude.
Yeah, I never said anything about it. I was just like, oh, ha ha ha. Like, that's hilarious.
Oh, that
Anyways,
hurts.
we're not friends anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine not. Dude, that is brutal.
Yeah.
See, I feel like that has to have happened to me at some point. Like, I feel like it did, but it was probably in junior high or high school. And I just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And I really thought that I would always remember everything from junior high and high school. And I don't know if it's the same for you, but like, I really don't. I don't know if maybe I've just moved on with my life or like, I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe we just forget stuff that easily.
It just doesn't really matter anymore at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, do you have any hot takes this week?
Yeah, actually, I think I do. Okay. Can you listen to music or podcasts while you work? Or are you more of like a white noise, like beach sounds type person?
I listen to podcasts like pretty much constantly while I'm working, unless I'm having to write something. If I'm writing an email or if there's words that need to be typed, then I can't listen to anything. But otherwise, that's how I kind of like zone in. If I'm not listening to anything, then I'm not concentrating very hard. What about you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same. If I have to write an email or if a task gets too challenging and I actually have to sit there and kind of work my way through it, I have to pause my music and then like resume once I like get past that hurdle or finish typing that hard email. So, yeah. Yeah,
I will say there are some podcasts that, maybe I've been listening to it for 30 minutes, but if I'm really concentrating on something, there's a good chance I have no idea what they're talking about. I just like to have like, I don't know. I love the sound of people talking, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I know a lot of people who work from home, and they said that like having podcasts going, it really kind of makes their space feel more like an office, and I guess less isolating whenever it's literally just you at home. So that's
probably what it is, honestly.
Yeah. So I will say Greg, he like strongly disagrees with us. Like he is very much in the corner of humans absolutely cannot multitask, period.
He can't multitask, I think.
Maybe he can't multitask. I don't know where he got it from, but he is very passionate about the fact that humans can't multitask. You are either giving something you're 100% focused or you're not. So,
well, how does he explain the fact that I listen to like 8 podcasts a day and I get my job done?
Are you doing good work? That's what he would say. I'm not saying that. That's what he would say.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it's totally fine. And I will admit, so I don't know if I have any fellow ACOTAR or Throne of Glass fans out there. I finished those, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago, and like I was so obsessed with those books. Like I had them on my Kindle, and I also had them on Audible, and they're like really long books. I don't have the physical books, but they are thick. And I just could not devour them quick enough. So I would read them on my Kindle. I would listen to the audiobooks on my way to and from work, and sometimes during work if I was like doing, I don't know, more of a mindless task like just bank recs or something that was more muscle memory that didn't require too much critical thinking.
Yeah.
And dude, I flew through them that way, and also did a good job. Thanks, Greg. But anyways, yeah. Do you have any hot takes for us today?
I do have a hot take. So when going to lunch or dinner with your coworkers or with your friends, this applies to anyone, the most helpful person in the group is the one who makes a decision on where to go. It is not helpful when everybody in the group just says, oh, I'm fine with everything. It's whatever y'all want. I don't care. I don't have an opinion. Somebody has to make a decision. You know, and I feel like I have taken on that role in my friend group and with my coworkers. I'm the one who decides where we go eat, and I do choose what I want to eat because nobody else will make a decision. So,
dude, I totally feel that. If no one else will speak up, like I try and be easygoing, and you know, if someone else wants something, like, you know, I try and go with the flow. Sure. But if everyone's gonna sit there and go back and forth on, you know, oh, it's fine, no, whatever, like it drives me crazy. Like I may say that once just to kind of, you know, try and work with people, but yeah, I will speak up. And then if I speak up and say a suggestion or where I want to go, and then someone's like, oh no, that's not going to work, like I get like low-key mad. like maybe you should have said something then. You know,
I will say I really appreciate, I saw you last weekend, and we were going to get lunch on Sunday before I headed back to where I live, and I asked you where you wanted to get lunch, and you said we're going to Jason's Deli, and I said, okay, awesome, I'll see you there.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you just have to be that person, and I don't mind being that person if no one else wants to decide. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. That was a great lunch, by the way.
Yeah. Have you been any more times since then?
Yes, once.
Okay.
So that's 3 times. 3 times. So we just had a Jason's Deli open up right by our house, and that's like one of our favorite places to eat. But previously we had to go like 20 minutes away to like eat at Jason's Deli. So I felt like we very much had to, like, okay, if you're eating at Jason's, you're getting your favorite order, because it's not worth veering from what you know in case you don't like it. But now, like a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, one opened up like 5 minutes down from our house, and like we've literally been 3 times in that time frame, maybe 4. Hey. And I've tried something new every time, and it's all been great.
Good for you. You know what you like. You like Jason's Deli.
Thanks. I love Jason's Deli. That tomato basil soup, man, gets me so excited.
Well, let's move on to our listener corner. So again, email us, DM us if you want advice. I think we did have some emails this week. Transparently, I did not read them yet. So can you go ahead?
No. Yeah, I got you. So we'll just read one of those this week. Maybe we'll circle back to the other one next week. So One of our listeners was kind enough to email in and give us his take on taking naps in the office, or at least like while he's working. Shout out to you, friend. Thank you. We appreciate your contribution and your input. This listener said he worked from home, which allowed him to get more hours in during the day instead of like having a commute or what have you. However, he did find that a midday nap would help him get locked back in. He even went the extra mile and had his AirPods announce every time he got a Slack message so he could jump up and deal with anything pressing without missing it during his quick reset nap, which I think that's pretty impressive. I appreciate that someone else needs a nap, but way to take your job seriously.
Yeah, I think that's actually really smart with the AirPods and like just turning it up really loud. I'm still not a napper, but I could consider doing that.
Yeah. I feel like that's a pretty good compromise too. And it's not like he's pregnant and has, that excuse. But I will say Reagan's mom did very much validate me and said that she commended my pregnancy naps during tax season. She said do you want to tell it?
What did she say? Didn't she just say that like when she was pregnant with me and my brother, she also took lots of naps during work?
Yeah, I think she had a pillow, a blanket, and even had a crib for you in her office.
Yes,
because
I did
you
have
didn't
a crib
prefer
in her
daycare.
Office. I didn't prefer it. Yeah,
So thank you, Reagan's mom.
I went to work with my mom a lot growing up. And granted, I think usually it was just when we had early release from school or over the summers. I went to daycare, like, growing up. And then after school, I went to after school daycare as well. But I think there were just sometimes my parents didn't want me to have to be there every day in the summer too, because it's like going to school in the summer. So yeah, I went to work with my mom all the time growing up. I was very
Nice.
cozy, very comfy. I knew everyone. However, I will say I never see my coworkers' kids at work. Like, since I have become an adult, I don't know where the kids go anymore.
Was your mom a professor whenever you were growing up?
Yes.
Or a teacher? Yeah. So she's always done that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know any other teachers or professors, like, on a personal level to know if they take their kids to work.
I don't know either.
Interesting. I feel like, so whenever I first started, and pretty much all throughout my career after college, I mean, I'm in a smaller office, and, the owners are always chill if you have to bring your kid to work or whatever. So I, like, know a lot of my coworkers and staff, like, their kids very well because, I've literally watched them grow up, and they'll, hang out in their corner and color or whatever if they need to be in the office. So I don't know.
I mean, I think
We would
that's
always,
nice.
yeah, I think it's super nice. We would always, like, go and visit my dad at work, but it wasn't like we went to work with him. When I was, like, I don't know, got a little older, I would go with him and, like, shred, or I was, like, always so excited to, like, go to work and make money. So, like, if he had things that I could go do with him during the summer, like, occasionally I would go with him. But yeah, anyways.
Well, I think that's all we have time for today. So you guys keep pushing through. The work you're doing now is going to pay off. Anything else, Jordan?
Thanks for listening to us. Go like us, follow us on all the different things, and
Subscribe.
we appreciate your support. So looking forward to a long, successful podcast.
Yeah, I think this is episode 10. So
Yeah, that's a win. I wish I had a party popper right now. I came unprepared.
maybe we'll spill all of our deep dark secrets on episode 20. So stick around.
Yeah, stick around.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.